would you help us tonight? All the sopranos and all the altos and all the tenors. Here we go, we're ready. I can't do all the things you can. I can't do all the things you can. Good, clap your hands, come on. All sopranos, you ready? Sopranos, you ready tonight? Here we go. 1, 2, say. I can't do all the things you can. Say. I can't do all the things. Your turn, soprano, say. I can't hear you. All right, come on, clap your hands. Put your hands on it. Come on. Put your hands on it. Come on, altos, here we go. I can't do all the things you can. Y'all got that, alto? I can't do all the things you can. Well, altos out there, you say, I can't hear you. Put your hands on it, come on. Where the tenors at? Come on, where the tenors at? Come on, where the tenors at? Come on, say it. Say it again. Tenors, your turn. I can't hear you. Come on, clap your hands, come on. I need one big man's choir tonight. Would you help me out tonight? Ready, here we go. I can't do all the things you can. Come on, say it again. I can't do all the things you can. Clap your hands, come on. I can't do all the things you can. Here we go. I can't do all the things you can. Here we go, clap your hands.
Say I can, say I will. Be determined not to sit still. Don't give in, don't give out, don't give up. No matter the plight, fight with God's might. Who will be your light in the darkest of night? Keep running toward your goal and keeping your eyes on the prize. Don't let today be your end. Say tomorrow, I will win. I will win. I will win.
God bless you. We are commencing our Motivational Monday. My son and I put our heads together, and he came up with this ideal of Motivational Mondays. And I came up with the title of Motivational Mondays. But, you know, I want to give him the credit. You know, these young minds, I tell you, boy, the intelligentsia, they're able to come up with some good ideas. They're sharp in their thinking. And let me tell you, everybody needs to be motivated. It does not matter what color you are, what age you are. It does not matter what position you have. Everybody needs to be motivated. Why? Because sometimes we get lax. Sometimes we are lazy. There are some mornings, and I'm sure you will admit it, that you don't even want to get up out the bed and face the day. And so you need to be motivated. It reminds me of when someone gets stuck in the snow and they're going back and forth. And so they need somebody to get behind the car. And I've done it several times during the winter, and give them a push so they can come out of that rut. And you know, sometimes, brothers and sisters, we can get in a rut, and we just need that push. It reminds me when my friend and I, preacher comrade of mine by the name of Cuffy, we were on our way to preach in Ohio, and my little Nova, it stopped. It was at the gas station. I said, man, I don't know how we're going to get out of here. and make it to our destination. And so there was a man, isn't this ironic? He was a preacher too, gave us a boost so I can continue my journey or traveling, he and I, to go preach. And how many of us just need that boost? Sometimes our batteries get low and we just need a boost to continue on our pilgrimage, on this Christian walk. And so we are beginning Motivational Mondays, and we invite you to tune in virtually, to listen, and also invite others to tune in and listen. And then when you hear it, share it with others. Motivation suggests having a reason to act. It means to accomplish something. Even when you go to fill out an application on a job, sometimes they'll ask you, are you self-motivated? Because every now and then you're going to have to motivate yourself, but it's good to have somebody that's in your corner that's going to help you, to motivate you. Get moving. Start acting. You want to be an achiever. You want to accomplish something. You don't want to just sit on the stool or do nothing. You want to step out into the arena of activity. So I encourage you to tune in on this Monday. God bless you.
Praise the Lord, family and friends. We are the Whitfields. I'm Minister David Whitfield, and this is
Tanae.
And we're so glad to be a part of this wonderful, miraculous Monday. So we come to encourage you on tonight to be uplifted, and we hope that something is said or done tonight to encourage you on your journey. So the scripture I want to use tonight is Philippians 4:13 that says, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. So no matter what you go through during this pandemic, God will give you strength to get through it. So Sister Whitfield, how are you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling very well. Today was a very restful day.
Great.
And I'm just excited to be a part of what I thought was called Motivational Monday.
Well, we're going to motivate the saints.
Okay, so we're just here to inspire and to just share some of the things that we've experienced during these times, during this pandemic. It has been labeled. So if you have any questions or comments or concerns, feel free to share, and we'll try to answer as many as possible.
Oh, great. So I just want to start off by talking about family. All right, just talking about family. Now, if you're thinking that this is going to be so deep and spiritual, we're a fun couple. So, you got things that's coming up after us that they'll get deep and go inside the text, but we're going to just talk and be transparent. Transparent.
That word, the one you tried, transparent. Okay?
Transparent. See? A little blooper there, but it's all good. It's good to laugh sometime, all right? So, family time. I believe during this pandemic, we have been enjoying family time, because being in ministry, you often don't get a chance to have family time. So being a part of the family and just seeing family and spending time with family was so important during these times. And I just appreciated all the family time, just being at home. So what's your views about the family time during this time, Keisha?
Well, I took advantage definitely of being at home with the boys. because usually we would both be working. We're both working parents.
Yes.
And so when our oldest son, who is a college student, when he had to come home, and then I was working, but then we were on shutdown. Therefore, I became one of the people that had to work from home. So I took advantage of that time to be there, with our boys and to just share, with them, to learn what was going on, what they thought about what was going on. And initially, our youngest, he was fearful because he's young. He wasn't aware of what was going on. But our oldest son actually came home from college, and he had a project where I actually took him around, and it was early part of the shutdown, and he had to, because he's an establishing film director. That's what he's attending in school. He's going to school to be a film director.
Yes.
So one of his projects was to actually go out and get footage of what was going on during this time. And it was lucky because I was able to take him around. He was able to go to different grocery stores with me and see how difficult it was in the early parts as far as shopping and, maintaining for the family. And then as time went on, during the protest, he was able to be a part along with you and go out and march during the protest. So that was history, for him and yourself.
Absolutely.
So I, even though it was a pandemic, I think we as a family and others should use this time to take advantage of it, to see how it's beneficial and how it can help with families. Not only does it give you the opportunity to spend time together, but it also gives you the opportunity to learn. I believe that this really should be a learning experience going through this. This is something we've never experienced before.
Absolutely.
In all ages, from the younger to the older generation. So just take advantage of it. Don't be fearful.
Yes.
Just take advantage of it. Learn how to love and work through things.
Yes.
And this has given us an opportunity to take advantage of those concerns.
I believe that during that family time, that it strengthened our family. It strengthened our family. We got even closer together. I believe I have witnessed in this pandemic where, let's talk about the marriage part of it. I'm thankful. I'm sure. I'm sure. We've been married for 20 years.
20 years.
20 years. We've been married for 20 years. A lot of people said that we wouldn't make it.
Was it a lot of people?
Well, that's what the individual said when she said what she said.
Keep focusing on that.
Because that bothered me.
I get it.
Have you ever had a situation, y'all, where something that one of the saints said just bothered you? So let me tell you. And I'm not going to give the person's name up because you would know them. So I'm not going to give their name up. So she looks at us. We comes to a gathering and she says, how you doing? I said, I'm doing good. She says, how's everything going? I said, good. I said, me and Keisha doing good. She said, what? Y'all still married? I said, yeah. I said, yeah, we're still married. We've been married for 20 years this year. September the 9th, we've been married for 20 years. She says, oh, well, we didn't think that y'all was going to last that long. But glory to God. I say, and it threw me. How would y'all would have handled that? Put that on the screen. How would y'all would have handled that? I want to see some comments because some of the saints told me I should have lit into her. But I was so, words could not come out. I was done.
I think as far as Christianity go and being in the church, people feel that at times they can say whatever's on their heart, whatever's on their mind, because you're a Christian and you're just supposed to take it. And it's been said before, but for this individual, what's going on, and we hadn't saw that individual in ages.
It
was just shocking to me that was one of the things that they would utter out of their mouths. But however, it didn't bother me.
It bothered me.
I can tell because
It bothered me. It bothered me.
But however,
Couldn't believe
people
it.
can think whatever. It would. The end result is what we feel as a couple, or what you all feel as a couple, because people are gonna have their opinions.
That's true.
And my mother always told me,
What'd she tell you?
I can't say it on here, but you all know.
You all
Everybody is entitled to an opinion. An opinion is like a you know what. So, however, but it's cool. It doesn't matter as long as you don't live up to that person's opinion or what they thought or what they say. People can say anything and they have that right. They're entitled. Freedom of speech, right? However, it's up to us how we deal with it. That's just like they can call you anything. Remember when you were in school, people always told you they can call you whatever it is, but as long as you don't act like that.
to it.
Exactly. So to that person and others who may have thought that, well, thank you, because we're still here 20 years later.
20 years later.
We've outlasted some.
Yes.
And some are still right along with us. And then there are some that are hoping to get to this milestone. So, I just appreciate it. It's nothing fake about us.
No.
Every marriage has their ups and downs, but we don't dwell on that. That's one thing that bothers me. Like when people go on social media and they're doing like picture collages and things, and they always put in there, we've had our ups and downs. I don't think that's anyone's business.
No.
That's something personal between you and that individual, whether it's a friend, your homegirl, your sister. However, just put on there the good times. You can still be real, because trust and believe, I'm a firm believer of being real.
Yes.
There's nothing fake about me except for maybe this hair. But everything else is real.
And it's nice.
Oh, well, thank you.
Nice.
Thank you, sugar.
Her face is so beat tonight. Oh my God. I said, baby, you letting us have it.
Oh my God.
Have it.
But however, I just believe in being upfront and real, because I think people can appreciate that more. But to God be the glory. We're 20 years plus.
20
moving
years.
towards 20 and more.
I wanted to encourage the married people for a second, because there's been so many. I've seen something that devastated me during this pandemic. I've seen so many marriages that I've looked up to just go down, and it just bothered me, and it just pushed me to just keep on praying for the marriages and praying for our marriage, that God sustains us. So for you, my brother and my sister that's married, just know that you can get through whatever that you're going through. It may be some low times, it may be some high times. We've been there. We have been to some situations where both of us was laid off, and the only person that we could talk to was the Lord. But you would never known that we was laid off, because God supported all of our needs. He took good care of us, and God's been good to us even in this pandemic.
Amen. Look at the shirt. I can do all things.
Come on.
This shirt
My clothing line. It's my clothing line.
Advertisement.
It's
not just a cliche. It's biblical, and it's
Yes.
something that you can apply to everyday life.
Yes.
Like he said, we were both laid off at one time.
Yes.
But the Lord still sustained us. And that what brings me to this next point, because I did ask the question about some things to talk about. And so it was life. Somebody suggested family, finances. So that moves me on to my next point, finances.
Yes, finances.
I am a stickler for saving.
Yes.
It has been difficult. Everyone does not have the tenacity or the structure to save, but I am one of those people that my dad and my mom instilled that in me. So I do splurge, I do fall off sometimes, but I really think because of this, again, that learning experience to learn how to save and budget.
Okay.
Again, there were times in the beginning where there were paper products that ran out. And I know he's always on me, guys, about you just keep buying, buying, and buying. I buy in bulk.
Yes,
Well,
she
this
does.
was a
Yes, she
reason
does.
that I was thankful for that,
Thank you
because
so much.
by me buying in bulk and constantly being a frugal shopper and a bargain shopper, there weren't many things that we were in lack of.
Yes.
So during when shelves were empty with paper products and cleaning products, thanks be to God, because of my shopping habit,
We had it already.
those things.
So good
So I
job,
just want to
Tanae.
instill that into others, especially the ladies or whomever is the shopper and the maintainer of the house. Learn to budget. It's very, very important.
Yes.
We have never been the type of people that like to shop and do things to impress others. Okay, that's just not us. We do things to make us happy.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? If it's something that I see that I want, and if there's not a need and that's not in the budget, okay, Keisha, you don't need that right now. It's not a necessity. I had to tell my son that today. Today is his birthday, so happy birthday!
Happy birthday,
to
Davon.
our oldest Davon.
Yes, proud of you, son.
But I have to instill that in him because he's a college student. So there are going to be things that other people may be purchasing. If it's not a necessity and you don't need it, not to say that you can't have it right now, you may need it later on or be able to get it later on. But try to focus and budget on the necessity, especially in this time, because you never know where that next surplus is going to come from. You know what I'm saying? So again, we've been laid off, working from home. I've been furloughed. You know, all of those things where it attacks your finances. But I believe, one, God is a sustainer.
Yes.
He is a provider.
Yes, he
How
is.
two, he gives you the knowledge and the wisdom to take home. That's just like paying your tithes.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? He's only asked for the 10%, but you have to be smart and be a good steward over that 90.
What you have.
Exactly.
What you have.
And so that's very important. So people, please take advantage of. There has been a surplus of people that have started entrepreneurship.
Yes.
And I'm an entrepreneurship. I'm an entrepreneurship.
Entrepreneurship.
I'm an entrepreneur. I have businesses. I believe in multiple streams of
That's
income.
a new tongue.
Don't say that. I believe
Sunday, I'm
in
gonna
it.
say,
Okay, see, there you go. I believe in it. So people, find out what your niche is, find out what you enjoy,
Yes.
what you're good at, and make a profit off of it. Get in touch with someone that is experienced and teaching you how to be a business owner, because you can't, if you spend everything that you make, how you gonna profit? You know, you're just taking it in to spend it. And I'm trust and believe. I've been there. I've worked 2 jobs. And one job I would splurge and spend everything, and the other money I would save. But I was smart enough to have 2 incomes.
Absolutely.
And so that's just like now. I know a lot of us, if we only had 1 income during this pandemic, oh, glory be to God, what we would have experienced and had to endure. But, you know, again, he is a provider.
Yes.
And he has sustained us.
He has.
So I impose on you, man, woman, even the young people, find you something else to bring in multiple streams of
That's
income.
right. Have different
legally.
streams. That's right. Legally. You hear me?
Do it legally.
This guy at work said, "You heard me? You heard me?" I wanna speak Tanae, to the young man that's probably dealing with this, because when I was dealing with it, couldn't nobody talk to me about it because they wasn't going through it. And I'm talking about finances. When you in marriage, and when you're, or even if you're in, you're single. But I want to talk to the man. I want to talk to him. Come here. I want to talk to you. I've had a situation where, and I know it's different people that's going through this, so I'm speaking to you from a passionate point, because we're still talking about finances, and if you're not careful, this will mess up your marriage or mess up your relationship. All right? There was an instance in my life, that's no secret, that I've had 2 babies. She said, "Oh God." I've I've had 2 babies, and I had to pay child support.
We're real transparent today.
Oh yeah, we're in there. We're in here. I'm out here now. I'm out here now. I'm out here now. But I wanted to help somebody, because when I was going through it, it was no one to minister to me, because they was not going through that. So you can't talk about what you don't know about. All right. So I'm talking about what I know about, and how God sustained me and us, and how I got through it during those times in my life. So I was on child support. All right. So I was bringing home, they take 50% of your income. Jesus. Woo. Lord have mercy.
You better thank him for not
Thank
being
you.
a part of it no more.
Lord have mercy. So, the Lord had blessed me with a job, and I was working at a good job. And so I was bringing home, and I was able to testify to people at my job. And when I say what I'm about to say, you're going to be like, what the what? So after everything, my child support was $250 a week. Let that settle right there. I still had a newborn baby, which is my oldest son. And then I had to take care of the other 2 daughters as well. And I had a new wife at that time, Tanae. All right. So I was working. All right. So it was $250. So I would bring home $250. We were still traveling. We were still shopping. And we still had several ways of income coming through. So what am I saying? That you can make it through what you're going through child support. I've been there. You have to make sure that you have an open communication with your wife or your significant other. Have a good understanding so it don't tear your relationship up. Lastly, on this part of it is, there was a prophet. I went to go check his room while I was working at the casino. And he prophesied, you had these bathroom prophets or parking lot prophets. I'm hoping that they're not watching, but if they're watching, this is our segment. It's our segment. So, and we go and minister, and people just want to come prophesy or prophesy to us. So this one time, this guy walked in and he said, young man, tell me about yourself. I'm like, man, I'm at work. I'm trying to do this and get up out of here, So I told him what I do. He said, you know what? I'm in revival. He said, I'm in revival. Why don't you come and bring your choir to my revival? I said, that's before I got a manager. I said, okay. We did our own business at that time. I said, okay. So I told the choir, I said, hey, we've been asked to sing at this prophet's revival. We're going to go and sing. And at that time, I was working midnights. And I said, we're going to go sing, and I got to get up out of there. So we went to go sing. And he brought us up. They had this pool. Remember, they had the pool out in the middle of the floor. I'm like, what are you about to do with this? I'm hoping you ain't about to dip me in no pool. I got my suit on. You ain't dipping me in nothing. All right. So he prophesied to us that it was going to be a surplus of money that was going to come back to us. So after everything going on, I said, oh, Keisha, here we go again. Here go another one. A lying prophet. I said, oh, Lord. So we dying laughing. On the way to the car, didn't think nothing of it. About a month later, I started getting checks from the friend of the court. I say, Lord, what are you doing? Then I remember what the prophet told me. I said, oh my God. So I said, I ain't about to spend this money. This is a setup. They trying to get me. I ain't spending nothing. So I had to call them. I said, hey, did y'all mess up? Because I'm getting checks back from y'all. They said, oh no, we found out that you overpaid. I say, what? So I got everything, not everything back, but I got some of my money back. I was still tithing. I still had several streams of income. Everybody called me a Jamaican choir director. So I was still doing that. So if you just put your trust in Jesus, everything will be all right. And through this verse, we got through what we was going through.
That's right.
It could have messed us up.
That's right.
I've seen where it caused division in the house because they say all this money going out and ain't nothing going in.
Right.
But I had to pray and say, Lord, I'm taking care of my responsibilities. I'm making sure my wife don't want for anything. I'm making sure my son don't want for anything. And the girls is not wanting for anything. So Lord, I'm going to need you to explode these finances. So
And
we
he
don't
did
want
that.
And he did that.
He was a provider.
He was a provider during that time. Just blowed our mind.
And I wasn't the type of wife that was tripping. You know what
No,
I'm saying? I
she
understand that when finances are going out, and that's your concern, that whatever that home is still being taken care of. And I get that. And we have that right. However, I was the help me. So I did what was necessary to help him. I didn't nag him and trip out. And ladies, we can't do that, especially when you're in a marriage,
Yes.
because we're supposed to help. Yes, we're supposed to be taken care of, and he is supposed to be the provider, but we can't forget our part in it as well. Where there is a lack, we should be woman enough to help.
Yes.
That's my belief.
Yes, and you did that. You never nagged or anything like that. I made sure that I was doing what I needed to be done, in that time, and I thank God for just blessing us and seeing us through that particular time. So I want to encourage you, young man, you young lady, those that just got married, to keep on keeping on. You can get through it. Don't you throw in the towel. You can get through it. Keep that marriage alive. I remember as I start going and ministering, and I tell, this is another nugget. I said, Sister Whitfield, I need you to minister to me.
Well, wait a minute. I was singing. Wait, that caught me off guard.
Stay with me. So, and why I said that, because there was a preacher that called me and was distressed. He said, I'm about to get divorced. I said, why, Doc? He said, because I'm ministering to the saints on Sunday and my wife won't minister to me at night. I said, well, I need to tell Sister Whitfield so we can stay together.
We're never going to be asked to do this again. This is it for us.
I said, I need you to minister to me. So you got to be transparent, so you got to talk to each other. What am I saying? You got to talk to each other. If there's a need, you got to, stop doing stuff the same way. Get on the trampoline or something. Get on the trampoline.
This one here is out of his mind.
Make it exciting.
That's true.
All right.
Because the question was asked, and we stumbled upon our 20 year. I had a lady that she never inspired to be married.
Okay.
So she was asking me, she was like, can you tell me what you all did and how did you make it to 20 years? And when people would ask me, I would always say communication. You have to communicate. But then I changed that a little bit this year, because you can communicate all you want, but if that other person doesn't comprehend the communication, then it's like going in one ear and out the other.
Yes.
So I will add that on. It's communication and comprehension.
Yes.
You have to get the other person to understand what you're communicating. So those two things, in my opinion, are very, very important.
Yes.
The communication and the comprehension of the communication. So ladies and gentlemen, if there's anything, I remember when we started earlier on, he was telling me there should never be anything that you can talk to someone else about that you cannot communicate to me. And I was like, wait, I have my girls, I have my family. He was like, no, I'm your husband. So if you can talk to them about it, you should be able to communicate to me as well. And that stunned me, because I'm like, well, sometimes things I may not need you to know. Well, no, anything that I'm going through, I should be able to communicate that to my mate or to my husband. And so I tried my best. I have my girls, but sometimes your girls will flip out on you.
Yeah, they flip out on you. The guys will flip out on you too. You
So
know what I'm saying?
I just, made that an effort to, if there is something going on, if there is a need, or if I am feeling lacking in some area, that I communicate that to you.
Yes.
So that, you won't go blindsided. And I think that's
Absolutely.
one thing that happens in relationships, that the other person does not know what's lacking or what's going on or what the issue is.
Yes.
Men always say that we as women think they are mind readers. Well, sometimes we think, yeah, you should know. We've been together long enough, you should know. But that may not be the case. I heard a famous actor say that men are so simple, they're not that difficult, but then some men just don't know. And we shouldn't always put our expectations upon other people, because they just may not live up to that expectation.
Absolutely.
So, just add that communication as well as comprehension of the communication.
So as we draw to this time, the time went by fast,
It
didn't it?
did. We had one more issue. We had one more. They wanted us to talk about health.
All right, let's talk about
Okay,
it.
let's go to health real quick. We have a little over under 2 minutes. So health. I'm a very stickler of going to annual doctors every year. And you see him shaking his head because he is not a fan of it.
I am
Every year we have this struggle. So
Every
luckily
year.
he just attended his doctor's appointment
I ain't
with
gonna tell you what he
regrets.
said
Just the other day.
I'm scared
But
what he
I'm a
gonna do to me
stickler.
next
I
time.
go every year. I make my appointments for my boys every year. And it's not just medical. We have to get our teeth in order too, people.
Yes.
Every 6 months.
Yes.
So go get checked out. And I understand people have a fear of what the doctor may say. But okay, it may not be a bad report, but just go. We paying for it if you have medical insurance.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of paying for stuff and I don't get a return from it.
Come
Okay,
on, return.
Okay, so go get your doctor visits.
Yes.
And shoot, I do it so good that I have this one program that I'm in. When I make a doctor's appointment, if I go, I get money back. So,
What about me? Do I get any money back?
well, yeah, I get the money back for you. But it goes into a savings fund. When I get those checks or that dividend back, I put it into a savings, and that's how we're able to have spending money on our trips.
Well, praise his name.
Vacation. Make sure you all take trips. I know
We
during
needed
this
after this.
pandemic,
We needed it.
it's been hard to travel, but we've
Yes.
done it. We just went locally. We'll go out on the water up in Belleville, wherever you can, to spend time together.
Yes.
So
Tonight is
ladies
a
and
date
gentlemen,
night. Tonight.
I didn't know that, but okay.
Come on now.
So please, take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones. Make sure you love on one another right now. Pick up your phone, text somebody that you haven't talked to in a long time. You may be having differences.
Yeah.
I beg upon you right now, and I'm gonna do it too. Text them and just let them know I love you. Whether they
right. Come on.
receive it or not, you've gotten it off of your chest. So just
right.
text them. Even if you have to say, I apologize or I'm sorry. Do it. Tell them I love you.
Yes.
And, go on. This is not the season for that, ladies and
Yes.
gentlemen. This is a time to show love and to show family time and just talk it out if there's an issue or concern. So again, go ahead, text that individual right now. Let them know that you love them. Let them know you need to talk about it, something. But just, let's just move on. Continue to love on one another,
Yes.
communicate with one another, and just pray each other through these times.
And
Have fun.
That's right. And you can get through it. All right. The scripture says, I can do all things.
I can do all
through
things
Christ
through
that
Christ
strengthens,
that strengthens me.
that strengthens us, that strengthens the family. So you can get through this. I want to do a special shout out to our pastor. This is his anniversary month.
Yes.
So we want to say to Pastor Jackson and to Lady J,
Happy
happy
anniversary.
anniversary. We love you. Thank you
Yes.
for this opportunity. We've had a great time tonight.
Yes.
I want to make an announcement, a shameless plug. But as my first lady would say, it's a sad day when you don't
Toot your own
toot your
horn.
own horn. Womp womp. And so there it is. Here it comes. So on November the 15th, in this sanctuary, there will be social distancing and everything like that. We'll be taking temperatures, but we're going to be celebrating 20 years of ministry. I almost say a marriage, but 20 years of
It's like a
ministry.
marriage,
It's like a marriage, huh? Ooh, Lord have mercy, help us. All right, so 20 years of ministry we'll be celebrating. So you want to come. If you already got your tickets is $20. You can call our business line, 313-258-2575. Is that it?
313-258-3575. Again,
All right. Say it again, one more time.
313-258-3575. And we'll post the information on this as well, along with the flyer. Well, not necessarily flyer, but our CD.
All right, our
where
CD.
You can purchase the CD, and we'll have all of the information on this live.
So the song that you heard on the intro of this great Motivational Monday
Right.
was our CD called I Can Do All Things Through Christ. That was the song written by Craig Mizell, which was our producer. So go and get it. And I just want to leave you with this song, that God cares for you. He cares for your situation. He cares what you may be going through, your well-being. And he talks about, in this, the songwriter talks about, so you think that you can't make it. You can't make it through. And you feel that all hope is gone. But just remember that God cares. And he knows just what's best for you. So that's what I want to leave with you tonight. Let that song bless you tonight, that he cares for you. God bless you.
God bless you. Be inspired.
We love you.
Be motivated. We love you.
He cares for